Welcome back to another BizBite episode of the eCommerce Badassery podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Chitillo-Coster. Today we're getting back to my favorite topic, email marketing. Not too long ago, I was talking with a member of the lounge and they were struggling with their email marketing. They were doing a great job at being consistent, but it wasn't really generating much revenue for them. For a little background, this business in particular sells prints for baby and toddler rooms. They have a good balance of salesy and non-salesy content and consistently email their list every single week. On Mondays, they send a tip for getting their kids motivated to start the week, and they usually send something product focused on Saturday mornings. Then I ask them, what is your ideal customer typically doing on a Saturday? And the answer, chasing after or entertaining their kids. And exactly. If your ideal customer is busy with their kids or work or insert other thing that takes up your ideal customer's time, they're not going to be in a position to whip out their credit card and buy from you. When you're thinking about the best day of the week to send emails, you have to think about your customer first. Where are they? What are they doing? What does their typical week look like? When do you do most of your shopping? Is it early in the morning when you're trying to get your kids out the door, or the weekend when you're carting them around to their endless extracurricular activities? How about in the afternoon while you're at work, jumping from meeting to meeting or trying to get that project finished? Probably not. Ultimately, the best day of the week to send emails is going to depend a bit on your customer. But in my experience, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays are generally the best days for email marketing. Now, that doesn't mean that if you've successfully been sending an email every single Friday that you should just go and switch it up. You don't want to confuse your customers. But if you're struggling to see the results you want or you're just getting started, those are the perfect days to start with. Now, let's talk about time of day. Just like the day of the week, I want you to think about your customer. Where are they and what are they doing? I have always found evenings to perform better from a revenue perspective. While opens may be higher earlier in the day because people are bored and looking for a distraction, it doesn't mean they can actually make a purchase from you. On the other hand, in the evenings, people have already done dinner, maybe even put the kids to bed, and now they're sitting on their ass watching Netflix and scrolling their phones. It's a pretty prime time to buy, don't you think? Just like the day of the week, if you've already been sending your emails at a particular time of day and they're performing well, don't go switching them up just because of what you heard here. If you're curious, test these days and times compared to what you have been doing. For instance, let's say you've been sending a Friday morning newsletter. Next week, randomly split your engaged segment 50-50. Send your newsletter to half of that list on Thursday evening and then the rest on Friday at your normal time and see what happens. When you're determining the winner, remember that it's about more than just opens. You want to compare revenue too. And if this is something you've been doing for a while and you've trained your customers to receive an email at a certain day and time, don't be surprised if your original day and time performed better than what we discussed here. If that's you, then what you can do instead is just add another email to your email rotation at one of these times, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday evenings, or resend your regularly scheduled email to anyone who didn't click or take the action you wanted them to take at one of those times. We love a good resend. So if you send a Friday morning email, resend it on Sunday night. Speaking of sending more emails, listen to BizBite episode number 104 to learn more about how to decide how many emails you should send each week and how to slowly increase your sending frequency. 99% of the time, when you send more emails, you make more money. And that's a wrap on today's BizBite episode. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you on the flip side.